And our top story here at 4, in the words of a launch coordinator, going for all humanity. A space mission like no other. 4 astronauts on their way to the moon. What an afternoon, Kathy. I'm Colleen Williams.
We watch it together. I'm Kathy Vara in for Michael today. For the first time in 50 years, humans are marking a major step in space exploration. And this was the moment the Artemis II rocket was launched from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The 10-day mission does not include a lunar landing. Rather, the astronauts will circle the moon. The astronauts could reach a greater distance from Earth than anyone ever has before. And piloting the mission is Inland Empire's Victor Glover.
All right, this is a look outside the Orion capsule. The first 24 hours will be spent in Earth orbit, testing all the critical systems before they accelerate to 24,000 miles an hour. The ultimate goal here, to circle the moon before returning to Earth in 10 days off the coast of San Diego. We have team coverage on this historic mission. Let's begin right now with Keenan and Willard in Downey, where a watch party was held. Keenan, how many times did we hear go for a launch, and how good did that feel this afternoon?
Go for launch. I can't describe. I mean, the emotion here was explosive when we finally saw those boosters fire here on the big screen at the Columbia Space Center. And this crowd finally got to come to their feet and do the countdown and watch those astronauts hurtle towards the moon for the first time in decades. You can still see how many people are watching the next phase of the launch here as the rocket makes its way thousands of miles away from the Earth for the first time since the 1970s. I want to bring in Jared Head here from the Columbia Space Center to talk about what we just saw. Why is today historic, Jared?
So today's a historic day because it's been over 53 years since we last sent a human crew to the moon. December 1972 was the last time we did that. And we are now watching, post-launch, we're watching the Orion capsule actually put itself into a higher orbit. So that way it'll orbit the Earth once today, and then tomorrow it will do translunar injection or burn the engine on its way towards the moon.
Really cool. People might not understand that Downey has a real connection to the last time we did a major space flight program. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Project Apollo, the command modules, the actual capsule that the astronauts rode in to the moon and back, was built here in Downey. Our Columbia Memorial Space Center is actually the parking lot of where the engineers who worked here that built those spacecraft were at. And they also built the space shuttles here in Downey, too. So a lot of aerospace history, and it's cool watching the road to Apollo see that next generation head on up into space.
It's really exciting. We know that they're going to orbit the moon, not going to touch down, but that next phase of Artemis could involve people touching down on the surface and establishing a moon base permanently for the first time from NASA. So the future really arriving at a breakneck pace here, and Downey with such a strong connection. So thank you for joining us here, and we're excited to watch the rest of this launch process play out over the next few hours. But for the moment, I'm going to send it back to you guys from Downey. Keenan, Willard, NBC4 News.
Wow, you can almost feel the excitement through the TV. Keenan, thank you so much. And as we continue to watch images from today's launch, we want to highlight Southern California native Victor Glover. The Artemis II pilot is set to become the first black astronaut to fly around the moon. NBC4's Cázares joins us live from Ontario High School. Christian, you talked to some of his former classmates and longtime friends. What did they have to say?
Well, Kathy, I can tell you what a day. Today we connected with several of Victor Glover's friends. It's a close circle of friends that they say they all connected when they attended here high school in Ontario. But they say today is a special day for so many reasons. A dream come true for one of their own. And tonight, it's all about soaking in that moment.
It's a mission that truly is out of this world. NASA launching 4 astronauts to the moon on Wednesday as the Artemis II rocket traveled into space as millions watched from the sidelines.
Wow, the stars are aligning. Like this is the perfect day for a launch.
Dr. Pamela Larde has been counting down for the big day because Victor Glover, the astronaut piloting the rocket, she says, is her high school friend.
So everything he's done from 9th grade when I first met him to now, to do the work, to have the vision, to position him to be a first.
Today, that planning became a reality as Glover became the first black man to travel around the moon.
The most exciting aspect of this mission for me is The exploration we're doing is the first few steps on the path of getting humans to Mars.
Before today's takeoff, those who know the father of four say this dream has been in the works for years. His time at Cal Poly, playing sports, studying engineering, and even giving back to the university after graduation are what they say not only helped make him a great fit for the role, but a stamp in the history books.
You know, he carries a huge sense of responsibility for the doors that he's opening. And so I think that the way he sees it is he is the beginning of this process.
Tonight, the four astronauts, which also include the first woman and the first Canadian to make the journey, will set the record for the farthest anyone has been from Earth, surpassing Apollo 13 as the crew start their 10-day mission.
One of the things about Victor is he loves history. And I think it's ironic now that we know he's going to be in the history books.
And Larde says Glover's close circle of friends, they've each enjoyed just watching him thrive over the years throughout his career. But they are curious to know how he's going to top today, because they say he keeps outdoing himself. But no doubt tonight, they are very proud of their friend in space. We're live in Ontario. Christian Cázares, NBC4 News.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. Christian, thank you so much. Right now on our NBC LA website, we have a special section dedicated to Artemis. It has everything you need to know about NASA's historic moon mission.